Saturday.
Yeah, there's obviously, there's always going to be some positives, but anytime you give up that amount of points, whether you're on the field or not, it's still never a good feeling, So there were some good things that we did, I think like the stuff that we looked at were the issues is guys keeping their eyes on the right spot, like the communication of emotion, little things like that like if we can get that corrected, obviously, then we're feeling actually really good, But there were some good things. The guys fought the entire game, I think like this group's resolve and their drive and their desire to continue to compete, I think going into the fourth quarter, they never quit once, So that was good to see on that stuff, But I think there are a lot of positives coming out of that game, but we got to fix the issues and move forward.
Hudson Miller's the guy who we've seen get more and more reps each Saturday, and then he played quite a bit, I think, on Saturday. What has he done to elevate himself up the depth chart to where he is now, where it looks like he may start?
Yeah, I think Hudson is a guy. He is a consummate, preparation guy, right? So like, ever since I've gotten here, his work ethic and preparation into how he studies, how he practices, his desire to. Like he's not scared to ask you to go watch film with him at any point in the day, to make sure watch his clips and do all that stuff, and I think, that's starting to show up, and it's a guy that, he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest guy, but he's going to be lined up, he's going to be in a position to make a play, and there's a certain feel for what he's able to do. I think guys are responding around him a little bit, so. His work ethic off the field has led to his performance on the field.
Obviously, the last home game for the seniors on Saturday. Just as far as KJ and Antonio Stevens, guys that have been here their whole careers, what do they mean to this defense in terms of leadership?
Oh, they're huge. I think, since I've been here, Tony's been a guy that, I don't like on the years past. I don't know what the thought of was with him, and ever since we've gotten here. He's only gotten better and better and better, So, he's fighting the good fight this year with the battle of injuries. He's fighting through pain. He's doing a lot of things where, like, it's noticeable on film. You see he's fighting that. And, I just appreciate his grit, his determination, and our players see that as well. It's he's a lead by example, but he'll also be a vocal guy too, And then you got KJ out there who in the 2 years I've been with him has grown immensely in terms of a leadership role, just being able to grab the guys on before every series. He's the guy getting them fired up and kind of jumping around on the sidelines, and he's extremely talented and he's a great football player. But to see his growth from a leadership standpoint has been awesome to see. And I think our guys all appreciate those two guys more than you guys know in that locker room.
I think Tyler Warren's a guy that's played every position except for offensive guard this year. Penn State moves him around a lot. How do you go about game planning for a guy that can be moved around in so many different positions? Yeah, they do a great job with him, man. He's a great football player. He can run it, he can throw it, he can catch it. They move him around quite a bit. But, I think it's a constant awareness for our guys to say, where is 44, and what do they like to do with him? There's certain things. I think what this offense does, they do a great job of keeping it simple, but keeping it very complicated at the same time from a defensive perspective, right? They're going to line up in every formation known to man. They're going to shift, they're going to trade, they're going to motion, but then they're going to run these certain plays out of it, right? And 44 gets these plays, right? And every week it's a different way to do it, but they find a way to run a shovel pass to him or put him in the wildcat to get him what he wants to do and so on and so forth. But, it's a fun offense for us to prepare for, because it's going to force us to get lined up and use our rules based on the formation, because what plays they're going to run. We just got to get lined up and make sure our guys are in the right spot for it, and having an awareness of where he's at is going to be paramount for our success.
I was talking to Cole Brevard a couple weeks ago, and it struck me that he's a pretty unique personality, maybe not kind of your typical football player personality in some ways. Just what does his personality, I guess, for lack of a better word, bring to the defense?
Yeah, Cole is an awesome human being, man. He obviously he transferred from Penn State, so he's excited for this game, but his demeanor, he is a big physical human being, right? He's 330 pounds, and I think 20% of that is body fat. That's a lot of muscle running around there, So but he's extremely intense, and he's extremely like there's not a harder critic on himself than Cole, you know. So like, but at the same time, he's like the gentle giant when he's off the field. You know, he's a great person, great human being. You know, big time Star Wars fan. You know, all right, Lucas, Mr. Lucas, if you're hearing, if you're listening. But you know, he's a great dude. You know, so like, and he's only gotten better. I think Coach Haley's done an unbelievable job with him and kind of corralling. Because sometimes he's his own worst enemy, you know, and if we can subdue that and just give him to focus on what's at hand, I think Coach Haley's done an unbelievable job trying just to not distract him from himself, but get him to focus on the next thing at hand.
Yeah, Kevin, maybe you feel like you need the power of the force when you play this schedule. Just talk about the schedule. Ask Jason about that. Every time you look up, you're playing a pretty daunting heavyweight program. I mean, you know the lineup you've seen, and here comes another top 5 program. You still have Indiana down the road too. Just kind of talk about, you know, the fact you got to face that schedule week after week.
Yeah, you know, I think like this is why you're in the Big Ten now. You know, I told the guys last week, how lucky are we? You know, we get to sit here and play in one of the greatest conferences in college football against the greatest competition, and like how many people would relish to be in our seats right here, right now, and it doesn't matter who we're playing against. You know, it's another opportunity for us to go out there and play and have fun and go play this game that we love. And you know, the schedule is what it is. You know, every week is going to continue to get harder and more physical, and as this conference ever evolves, it's going to get even more tough. You know, so. I just go back to, like, why are you here? Like, you know, I tell our guys, why are you in these seats? Are you here just to be here, or are you here because you love the game and go experience? Like, if you want to go play on Sundays, these are the types of teams and people that you have to go showcase against. You know, and so like that's always been my message to our guys, and be excited. Like, this is an opportunity for you to go out there and showcase yourself against the best players in the country. And what are they going to say about you when it's all said and done? And only you can control that, right? And so, like, I think our guys kind of take that in stride and take that with a little chip on their shoulder. And you know, we just got to continue to do it again this week, and then probably do it again next week and the following week after that, you know. So this Penn State team's a great team. It just so happens to be the next one on the list.